What's the most fucked up thing you've ever did or saw? The most fucked up thing I've seen was a guy who had just been in a motorcycle accident bleeding out on the side of the freeway. He was clenching onto the hand of the girl who was the driver of the car involved. She was crying hysterically. I saw his hand turn white in a matter of seconds. I remember it whenever I see someone on a bike. I saw my little brother getting hit by a car and flying a few meters through the air when he was only 6 years old. Fortunately, he didn't even break a bone, but damn, I'll never forget this. What's a food combo you love that people think you're weird for? One of my grandmothers used to like stuffing a few pretzel sticks down a banana.
Salt and the crunch with a banana is a surprisingly decent mix of texture and flavor. She called it bananas with bones.
Peanut butter and pickles here. So the general consensus here is peanut butter plus anything. What's a company secret you can share now that you don't work there? Health insurance, dude. When you file a claim, it is often denied because they're counting on you not escalating it.
Once you do, your case goes to a medical management group, which ought to be called the "we don't want to pay" group.
Keep escalating and involve your doctor. Fight for the insurance you paid for. Mortgage industry here, we're like cops, only answer the question asked, do not provide additional information to be helpful. It could screw you over. What was once highly respected that is now a complete joke? McAfee Antivirus. The History Channel, the Learning Channel, MTV. The Food Pyramid. People are going to reflexively deny its initial popularity, but Facebook. It even used its exclusivity as its primary marketing tool during its initial launch only for colleges. What was your, "it can't be that easy, it was that easy" moment in your life? Lived in Jersey and a friend invited me to a commercial audition at an NYC bar. Went because a bar. Auditioned after 2 beers. Left thinking it was a waste of time. A month later, I get a call that they want to use me for the commercial.
Director was the guy who directed the original Space Jam.
I got lines and ended up in 2 of their commercials and got a $40K payday where I thought someone made a clerical error. Started my acting career and now a writer, director, flight attendant. What is a scary, unsettling fact about you? I have 2 lenses in my right eye, so it focuses like binoculars. My doctor wrote a paper about it. Mostly blinded as a baby in my left eye. Doctor suspected my right lens split, then healed as 2 distinct lenses. Better than 20/20 in my right eye. I have an enlarged aortic root. It's very unlikely, but it could spontaneously rupture, leading to the medical term adjusts glasses. Instantaneous death. I would pass out, bleed to death, and then fall over. Dead before hitting the ground. And it could happen at any time. My wife is very uncomfortable thinking about it. Law. What is a creepy fact about the human body? If you wear a glass which vertically inverts your vision long enough, your brain will correct it and you'll see things normal.
But when you take those glasses off, everything will look upside down again until brain recalibrates again.
The fact that the placebo effect even exists suggests that the brain does have some capacity to force the body to resolve diseases, and this has never been fully explained. Scientists are still exploring how this ability works and if it can be developed further. Our brain filters out a lot of what we see along with just straight making shit up based on extrapolation. Non-American people, what's a thing that you don't understand about America? Does every worker have to file their own taxes, or am I just confused? So, why do you buy politicians' merchandise?
Shirts, caps, banners, stickers, etc.
They're public servants, not rock stars. Also, usually the more boring they are, the better. Boys, be brutally honest. What makes a girl attractive instantly? Sense of humor, clever wit. Instantly? Having a pretty face. If they're a certified forklift operator. What's the biggest mistake you've made because you were horny? Was trying to get with a girl in college. We were texting and I asked her what she was up to. She said she was training for a marathon and going to the gym and asked if I wanted to come.
I ended up running 9 miles before I tagged out.
So now I know how far I'd go to get laid. It's up to 9 miles. I had a seizure and instead of calling a doctor afterwards, I convinced my GF that I was fine and we had sex. What industry do you hope won't exist in 10 years?
Scam call centers.
Anything involving cold calling or massive phone call farms pimping random shit. Mommy, family vloggers. They're sinister. A podcast I listened to did a 7-episode deep dive and it was horrifying.
There needs to be laws to protect these exploited children, and in 10 to 20 years, we're going to see a lot of these kids telling their horror stories and suing their parents.
35-plus-year-old men. Would you date a 20-year-old woman? Why? Why not? I tried.
It was weird. She didn't know what the Sandlot was.
No. My wife wouldn't let me. My partner is 2 years younger than me. We grew up in the 90s. First date, she reports she hasn't seen Jurassic Park. Do you know how hard it would have been to grow up in the 90s and not see Jurassic Park? What industry do you consider to be legal, organized crime? Pharmacy benefit management. The root cause behind why it is impossible to get honest and transparent drug pricing. Cable TV companies that have eliminated the competition in an entire town. Payday loans. You're dating a girl and you really like her, and then you find out she has a. How do you react? Check out her page to see if she posted us having sex. Ask her if she needs someone to play a pizza delivery guy. What makes you glad you are not the opposite sex? This is when I learned why, in college.
This is what I learned. Lots of women I knew would ask me to walk them home to their dorms.
They weren't coming on to me. They had a real fear of rape. This put all female students in a dependent on men situation. I would not want to fear getting raped. I would not want to feel that dependency that I have to think about making sure that wherever I go at night, I need a man I trust with me to be safe. Boys, be honest. What do you not tell girls about sex? Those loud pops were my knees.
Feeling desired is a huge turn on for us during sex.
You saying, I'm gonna is going to make me instantly. What was the kinkiest thing you have done in your life so far? One of my BFS, I'm F if it matters, at the time put my hook up my ass and attached it to the leather collar around my neck. I started sucking his and from the movement of my head, I had an. If he reddits and reads this thread, he will so know this is me. He still has my hook. What was the kinkiest thing you have done in your life so far? Probably when my then girlfriend invited me over to help her parents with their computer. I got there and she was alone. Apparently they were headed home, due any minute.
She took me to her room and I bent her over the bed.
Right as we heard the front door open, and we'd left her bedroom door open. Quick cleanup, fix clothes, and then I met her parents for the first time. What was the kinkiest thing you have done in your life so far? Was me and a girl alone in a suite at a hockey game. Third period and nobody had scored yet. We decided to fuck in the suite. Locked the door to the suite and then bent her over behind a couch that was in the suite so nobody else could see from other seats in the stadium. The instant I stuck my dick in, our team scored. The announcer was yelling goal and everybody was cheering. She is now my wife of 10 years. What was the kinkiest thing you have done in your life so far? Double my ex with another girl.
Roast kind of vibe.
That's probably up there. I f***ed identical twin brothers. What does everyone do but won't admit? Give advice that they don't follow. Wonder if people that have since long disappeared from your life, or you've only met once or twice, from time to time still think about you. Where are the most dangerous places for Americans to travel? I'll never forget the time I, an American, was in Tanzania and trying to arrange passage to Madagascar via shipping vessel. I met someone who knew someone who knew someone who could get me on the ship for very cheap. Eventually, the captain told me he would grant me passage, but warned me that if pirates boarded their ship, they would likely take me with them and hold me hostage. I didn't fully trust that the captain wouldn't sell me to the pirates, haha. So I never did make that trip. Amsterdam was a nice alternative though.